Hey there, Martha here. So I have decided that I'm going to journal the next stage of my journey. I'm going to keep you posted as to how I have decided to rebuild my business. So let me fill you in. So recently I shut down part of my business, the coaching side of things, and actually as of this week I have closed the consulting as well. So basically my husband has a big surgery coming up, and basically my mind is I guess has a lot going on. So I decided to shut those two parts down, and I want to share, I guess I want to share what's going on. I want to share the realizations. I want to share the journey. And I want to rebuild in a different way. Okay, so where do we start? Okay, so I suppose I started my online business back in 2012, 2013. And here's the realizations that I want to share with you. If you're growing your business, right? And the things we fall into and the things we think we should do, I just don't want to do what I was doing anymore. I want to do it in a different way. So I first started, and I started a Facebook page all about health, and I was sharing my journey, and that was fine. And I got great traction. I built an audience, built a community. I made money. I made my first money online. It was incredible. It really, that was a long time ago. And then basically, I guess my business grew legs. And then I went into online business mentoring. I created online courses, self-study stuff, and then coaching. And then I moved more and more into coaching. And I think one of the things that I really want to share with you today, and hopefully this lesson might spare you some time, is that I think I moved more and more into coaching and moved away from sharing the information and growing my audience. And I think, to be honest, I created the program Global Online Stars, which I really, really did love it, but there was something not working, right? I put my hand up because I wasn't growing it. I didn't want to sell it. There was something wrong with the situation. And when my husband, this news came up for my husband, the first thing I said was, right, I'm shutting this down. And if I'm honest, it was a way out. Hate saying that, but it was a way out. Part of me was relieved that I closed it. Part of me was in a little bit of grief because I also loved it at the same time. I loved the people. And part of me, you're there supporting people, and you've been supporting them for years and you don't want to stop. But part of me did want to stop. So I had to really ask myself, okay, if you wanted to stop, why didn't you stop all along? And sometimes it is hard to stop doing something that's all you know. So anyways, so that's basically where I'm at. I've stopped the coaching. I've stopped just this week. Then I was keeping the consulting going, and I had to stop that too because my brain is just overloaded with the amount of personal stuff I have going on. So here's where I'm at. I want to rebuild my business in a new way. And also, I have another project that I've started that came to me basically, I can't say what it is yet. The idea came to me over the last couple of weeks, and then I went and I built it in 30 hours. I spent 30 hours over a couple of days and I built it. And I actually think it's going to be something really, really cool. So that is a side project that could turn into a main project. But at the same time, here's where I'm at the minute. I have stopped these things that I was doing. So I don't want to take on coaching clients over a number of weeks or months. I will possibly do one-on-ones, and I might do like VIP days or something like that. But what I'm definitely looking at now is all my digital content, my courses, and how I can literally just set up my business that it is running without me. That's actually what I really want. So how can I set it up? And when I say running without me, obviously there's still work that has to be done, but honestly, the way things are at the moment, I don't want to be visible, says she making a video. I don't want to be visible in my business. So I'm looking at creating something that is solely, maybe a faceless social media, more faceless social media content. I'm diving big into what's my message right now. My message has always been about helping women create freedom and income. And that's the root of where I come from. Because when I was made redundant, 7 months pregnant, and I had no money, I had to find a way to be independent mom, but yet still make money for myself, and that would allow me to stay at home. So that has always been my thing, and as my life has progressed through the different stages of motherhood, wifehood, there has been different, I guess, challenges, if you want to call them that. And now, after working from home for over 15 years, there's the challenge of that as well. I'm tired of it. I want to get out more. I want to create. What I've learned is how important it is to create your life. Now I used to be great. I used to always make sure I met people for lunch. But I have to say I have really missed connection with people, and that's also why I joined Network Galway. I'm sure there's a network in your area. Make sure you stay in touch and you maybe join a few of them. So anyways, this is video 1. I'm rebuilding my business in a completely different way. So what's next? What's next is I'm looking at my message. I'm making a decision whether I keep my website as it is or I change it to not my name. I'm looking at my social media, and I'm picking 3 core products that I'm going to sell. And that is it. That is what I'm at. So I'm doing that on the business side. And then on the other project side, I have around 2 new features to build. I'm building those out. When it's ready, I'll share with you that project, but it's not ready yet to be public. And I think that business, that new project, could be an incredible business. So anyways, watch this space. Sorry, I just realized I've got some coffee, or not coffee, chocolate from the top of your coffee on my face. Anyways, so yeah, so look at, that's where we're at. It's, this is not how I planned my 2025 to go. Yeah, my husband's surgery is coming up in June, at the end of June. So keep us in your prayers. And yeah, look, we start off the year thinking that it's going to be one way. And then life says, okay, that's the result you want. Then we need to it's like, so someone was on the tracks, and from the movies, someone like pulls the lever and then the track goes the other way. I feel like I kind of said at the start of the year, okay, this is my goal for the year. And then the universe said, right, if you want that, we need to transform things altogether. And to be honest, the other thing that I am learning as well is, resilience. I mean, to be honest, over the last 10 years, I have built up a lot of resilience. And then you kind of get something thrown at you and you kind of go, maybe you weren't as strong as you thought you were. And there's always room for growth. And here's what I'm finding is helping me. Making sure you go for your walk every day. I did a course with Anna Collins. I want to give a shout out to Anna. If you don't know about Anna Collins, let me just get her website up here. Just make sure I get it right. AnnaCollins.ie. Anna has this amazing course that I did with her. It's called, I think, Align and Rise. All I can say is that it has been one of the most interesting courses that I have done. It's a one-to-one course with Anna. And honestly, I actually think every single person should do it. It's about basically emotional health, emotional well-being. It's like a breathwork course. It's very, very powerful. And that has massively helped me, actually. I'm also working with Anne Barnett. Sorry, Anne. And that was a gift I gave to myself since last year. For my 50th, I decided to work with Anne for a year. So we're nearly the end of the year. And that has also been incredible in, how would I say, in unlocking what you're holding and then locking in your next level in your body, and rising to your full potential. So that has also been incredible. So here we are. This video is now a little bit too long. But I guess, look, I want to share the journey. Life doesn't always give you what you want. It doesn't always go in a straight line, but it's how you rise to it. It's how you face yourself. It's how you show up for yourself in the small habits that you have every day. And it's how you say, okay, this is where we're at. How am I going to move forward? So here's where I'm at. So I'm looking forward to sharing the journey if you want to watch this space with me. One of the things I'm going to be sharing as well over the next couple of weeks is, what products I'm deciding to go forward with, how I'm deciding to sell those products, and how I'm changing my technology also. So at the moment I'm using Kajabi. I'm possibly going to stay with Kajabi, but I also have Thrivecart as well. And I'm trying to decide how I'm going to move forward. So I'll be sharing that with you as well. So look, it is the next phase. I hope you'll come on this journey with me. And if you've any questions, reach out. And here's the thing, right, that I really want to share, is that no one will come and hold your hand and grow your business for you. Okay, obviously coaching, mentoring, that's what I've been doing for years. Everyone can be there on the sideline cheering you on, but it is you who have to sit down. I'm here with my pen and paper now. This is your most valuable tool. And I'm making my list. And I'm saying, right, what do I really want? How am I going to move forward? And in what way am I going to grow? And only you can do that for you. And it's really about having courage. It's about having curiosity. And it's also about really tuning into your body and going, do you know, I don't want to do it this way. I don't want to do it this way. And sometimes, like for me, right, I didn't have that big alarm go off saying, you don't want to do coaching anymore, you know? And it's not that I don't want to do coaching. It's just with our situation right now, I don't want to do ongoing coaching because I can't commit to someone. I will do one-off sessions. I'll do VIP days, but I just can't commit to anyone longer term at the moment. So I didn't have any kind of bells going off, but I did have a sense and a feeling that, and I wasn't getting the results I wanted in that particular program. And when you're not getting the results you want, there is something wrong. There is something that you either need to completely change, or you need to tweak, or you need to say, okay, I'm not getting what I want here. So there's something not aligned. There's something not right. Either it's not what you want, or you need to tweak it to make it what you want, or you need to change it completely. So if I can give you any advice, is that to really tune in to what you're doing and how excited are you about doing it on the scale of 1 to 10. And if you're not uber excited, if you're not past a 7, then you shouldn't be doing it. You know, and that's one thing I always ask myself if I'm trying to make a decision on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited am I about doing this? And if your stomach hits the floor and the number is below 7, you just have to walk away from it. It's not for you, and it's actually keeping you past what you should be doing. Because I have to say, when I closed down my coaching, I was really upset that day. I was really upset. There was tears on the call saying goodbye to my clients. However, the next day I sat down and I can't remember what I did. I was doing something. And it was like as though all the creativity came back to me. All my just stuff that I hadn't even tuned into in a long time. And I didn't realize it, but keeping doing something that I wasn't really aligned to had shut down my creativity. And that scared me. It scared me because I realized, how long have I been shutting down my creativity by doing something that I didn't realize I was 100% aligned to? I thought I was aligned to it, but I really, really wasn't. And sometimes we keep doing things thinking we're aligned. So how do you look? It happened to me that I shut that down from a family issue rather than me coming to that realization myself. So how do you come to that realization yourself? Well, you stop for a minute, you pause, you ask yourself, am I getting the results that I want? Yes or no? Am I really excited about bringing this work to the world? Yes or no? On a scale of 1 to 10, how excited am I about bringing this work to the world? Okay, 10 is high, 1 is low. Am I excited to grow this business in the way I'm currently doing it? Again, yes or no, and scale it 1 to 10. Ask yourself those questions. And if any of the answers are no, and if it's below a 7, you need to sit down and really ask yourself, how can I make this better? What needs to change either in me or what I'm doing or what I'm bringing to the world for me to make this better? So this is my first vlog in the journey. yeah, I'm excited in a weird way to share this with you, even though even though my plan is to go kind of faceless in one way. But yeah, I think it's worth sharing. Like, part of me, one of the things that I have to share is that I really, really, part of me got very tired of the coaching industry and the coaching journey and the whole, oh gosh, I can't begin to explain it, but the whole way that coaches are selling their services. And oh, I just got tired of it. Yeah, and I just feel there's another way. I don't know what that way is yet. I'll I'll hopefully discover it and share it with you. But yeah, I just feel there has to be another way. Um, so as I begin to unlock my journey, I will share it with you. It's going to be a challenging couple of months ahead. But I will share it with you and see how we go. But trying to keep up the daily habits. I'm just back from the walk now. I've got my yoga done this morning. And it's, yeah, early, still very early. So keep the health going, health first. Yeah, so let's see where this brings us. I'm still actually questioning in my mind if I'm going to share this video. Hopefully you will get to see it. So let's see, let's go on the journey together. I'd love you to maybe hit reply when you get this and let me know, or comment if this is on YouTube, comment down below maybe the answers to the questions that I'm asking. Maybe let me know what you're tired of in the industry that you're in. And how can we just actually take a step back together and say, right, how do I want to build this? How do I want to work? And here's the thing that I keep reminding myself and clients is there are no rules. You can break what you're doing and do it in a whole new way. And maybe not break it, just tweak it and just step back and say, man, I'm tired of this. I want to do things in a different way. I want to show up in a different way. I want to really clarify my message. I want to be super clear on who I am, what I do, and who I help. And I just want to help people. One of the things that I feel is that the coaching industry, in some ways, enables people to hold on to their limits and their beliefs. And how am I saying that? The thing is, if people pay you for coaching, then you want to keep them showing up, right? And I think one of the things, now, I used to often give people, how do I say this? I would often be very straight with people and say, look, you're holding yourself back. I would be blunt and I'd be honest with people and say, look, you're just not doing this because of X, Y, Z. And in my own life, I see how I show up as a client for other people. And at the end of the day, it's always mindset. It's always mindset that is holding you back from getting your results. And it's always mindset that's holding me back as well, right? So one of the things that I got really tired of was the coaching industry and how we enable people, because they're paying. Your business is to get people to stay with you as a mentoree, but your business should be laid out in such a way that your milestones and your boundaries are so strong that you make sure that they get results, right? And one of the things that, if I come back to coaching in a group format, I'm going to have stronger boundaries. Basically, that if you don't follow the path, you leave the program. And you leave the program with whatever. Because one of the things that I find is that when people show up to a program and they don't do the program, or maybe my fault, I haven't laid it out in such a way, that makes them show up. That's one of the things that I want to change for myself, is really going back, looking at the programs I've made, seeing how they are step by step and maybe where they need to be fixed. So if I do go back to coaching, that's one thing that I really want to make sure is that the boundaries, the framework, everything is really clear. Because I don't want to enable clients hold on to their limits. I want to make sure they let go of their limiting beliefs, they empower themselves, and they move forward. And look, it's going to be the same in every program. There are people who will show up and will just do the program, and then there are people who will show up and I've done it myself. I have to put my hand up. I've done it myself. Where you show up in great faith for yourself, but you don't implement or you don't do the work. So there's a bit of pre-work there for those different people. And maybe it's a part of characterizing, when people come to your program is like a black box. Different people will enter that program and they will get different results. So I think one thing that would be really useful is to archetype the people coming into your program, saying, okay, where are you on a scale of 1 to 10? What's holding you back? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, you're this person and you're going to go on the journey in this way. You're this person and you're going to go on the journey on that way. And I think it is really, really important that when you design your program, you design a solution for a client with a problem, all right? But the thing is, the clients are coming in different, what's the word I'm looking for? They're coming to the program, there's going to be different levels of client. And I think we as mentors need to qualify how these people are coming to your program, so that having one program with one path, I don't know if that's going to cut it, or there's going to be maybe little side tracks that when people come, that they go on a designated path. I know I'm babbling now at this stage, but I really do believe that you can't give the same program to the same clients. And that we need to customize. Like, we're moving into such a new age with AI. Everything is changing. And if we don't stop and look at how, as mentors, we are doing our job, and if we're not aware of our clients and how we can help them even more, then we're not doing our job as mentors. And I want to show up in my best capacity as a mentor to help people. And I think taking this break, looking at everything I'm doing, looking at how I show up for myself, how my programs are designed, how my coaching method is designed, and how I can change that to help people even more is really, really important. So this has been a very long video, and if you've watched it to the end, well done. So look, this is the start, and thanks for coming with me on the journey. Let's see where it takes us, and I'd love to hear your comments down below. Let me know. Talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.